Attention military veterans and military personnel. This is Tracy from Lakewood College, and I am excited to announce the new partnership between ETA Associates and Jamal King's Make Real Estate Real. Give me a call so I can see if you qualify to receive the Make Real Estate Real with no out-of-pocket expense to you. I can be reached at 1-800-517-0857. My extension is 700. You may also visit us at www.money4vets.com. Again, that is money, the number 4vets.com. You may also schedule an appointment with me through my text-only number at area code 216-678-9933. I look forward to speaking with you all.
You, her, us. Yeah. They're not looking out for us. They're looking out for the them. So 100%. Instead of you saying, you said it, fire. Me plus her, me plus me equals a we. They saying me minus you.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by our partner in crime, Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, green juice, can supercharge your life, restore that glow, and help you feel decades younger in just 30 seconds per day without having to worry about shopping for ingredients, mixing and blending them, and then cleaning up afterwards. All ingredients are USDA organic, vegan-friendly, and made without GMO ingredients, gluten, or soy. Where else can you get superfoods like chlorella, moringa, spirulina, wheatgrass, ashwagandha, and turmeric, just to name a few? So make sure you guys check it out at www.organifi.com/success. That's ORGANIFI.com/success.
I wake up every single day. I am who I say I am. And I get what I get because I live in beast mode. Stop being gazelles. You're not average. You're not even good. You were born to be great.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Carl Wesley Phillips.
What's going on, y'all? What it do?
Dr. Douglas Thomas in the building. Douglas in the building. Dr. King is in the building.
I've been to the mountaintop.
Come on.
I've been to the mountaintop.
We in that thing, man. We back. Oh man, we were blessed with a couple incredible messages, man. We got a special guest back there in the peanut gallery. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if I had a radio, dog, I would start playing Brian McKnight, Love of My Life.
Oh, listen. Maul got the whole
When I'm
squad.
alone in the room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a Camille.
Do your lips. Lick your lips like LL. Lick your lips.
I need love.
Lick your lip.
Can y'all stop being disrespectful?
Hey.
Your kids over there. Stop it, man. Hey.
They see the do not disturb sign on the door.
It's the purple light.
Oh, man. Welcome back. Listen, man, super excited. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. E.T., Carl, Maul, and we'll introduce our special guest. He's not a guest. He's a family member. He's been on the pod before.
Yes.
We're going to bring him back in a minute, man. But fellas, how was y'all weekend? Everybody good? Everybody smooth?
Oh, real good. Hey, I saw the sun for a couple of days, and y'all know I got to get a weather report. Come on now.
Yeah, come on.
It's a part of my brand now.
Carl the weatherman.
We saw the sun for at least 3-4 days in Michigan. I'm just saying, I think we coming out of it. I'm going to just call it early and enjoy it. But no, man, great couple of days, man.
And Dr. King?
Man, just loving life, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, living life on the left side of the menu, dog.
Yes,
you know.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. What if your left side ain't somebody else's left side? Because what I've been noticing is me and Maul left sides is different. Like my left side is like an extra 5-piece tender. You know what I'm saying? Maul left side means something totally different. So is it levels to the left side?
It's always levels,
okay,
but
cool.
that's why we always say your level of exposure will determine your level of success.
Yeah.
So your level of exposure is going to determine your menu.
Always with you, so why he on chicken tenders then?
He ain't getting the same exposure.
But it's like kind of like same thing when I'm with E. It's like he in the penthouse I'm in the outhouse. You know what I'm saying? It's like we in the same general vicinity, but it ain't the same.
House way sweeter. I ain't got no pool in my house.
Listen, bro.
Promise.
I've gone through your house on FaceTime.
Hey, I was gonna say you can't say that much longer. You got about 2-3 more months before you can say that.
Saddlebrook,
okay.
Okay.
I will say though, you said C with me all the time.
Yeah.
I will say C and his wife, they've been over our house hundreds of times, right? And every time they spend a night or stay at our house, they always send us a gift the next day.
Praise God.
I'm just saying,
They gotta start spending the night at our house.
Never been invited. You know what I'm saying?
We've been trying to get them to move in, bro. So we trying to get them to move to Chicago. The house is big enough. They can just take the West Wing, man.
I've been in my house a lot too.
We figure after a $500 couple lobster and steak dinner that was catered, the least we could do is drop off a toaster or two.
Right.
It went wrong with y'all with the bed. That's what happened. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Chocolate cake with you.
Yeah,
it was big matches with me.
Ease givings have limits, and let me hold that back. Let me get that back. So you got to be careful.
Hey, y'all go back to past podcasts to catch up with that one.
I still don't feel like somebody borrows your whole mattress and box spring, but she educated me and told me that's how it works.
No, I don't. You say you don't think they borrow it?
No, I said I don't think it's appropriate for somebody to have your mattress. They should just borrow it, not to have it. But C's taught me that when you give a man your mattress and your box spring, he's supposed to keep
it for good.
It's for good.
I could see if I was gonna have it for like 6 weeks. Bro, I was there for the weekend. It's like my back hurt. He was like, just take that one. Y'all can just. We're not gonna go down that road again. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna stay on the chocolate cake. I'm like, okay, Ma, at least somebody else got to deal with this foolishness.
Okay, I'm gonna just vent here, and I got a serious issue.
No, you forgot to ask me. See?
Oh no, I didn't care. I moved on. I'm ready to.
I have to watch C because he'll do stuff, and then when he finish, it's like we moving on.
Okay, I'm sorry, sir. How was your week?
I promise.
How was your week? Tell us about Outback and the Cheesecake Factory. You know what I'm saying? Let us know. How about that middle class lifestyle you living? I want to vent. And I came in here and I was like, should I say it? And I was like, you know what? Let your half white side take over.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Brace yourself.
Right.
The IRS. Okay. Let me tell you something about these jokers. Let me and if you listen and you work for the IRS,
don't take it personal.
Remember where I told them people who don't wash their hands when they leave the bathroom?
They could go.
That's where I want y'all to go with them. Dog. So, bruh, I have never felt like such a vigilante in my life. So, we doing all right for ourselves these days, which means you got a big tax bill. Yeah. And I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with, a tax bill because I knew I was going to have a tax bill. So, E, we had a big tax bill. Shout out to my brother E. Come on, don't leave me hanging. Open your eyes.
When you said IRS, I was just like,
yeah, you had, right. Look. So we had to pay, a nice sum of money. So I called the IRS. This is my first time owing quite this much. So I said, hey, what's my options here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got it, but I ain't got it.
Got it. Yeah.
So I gladly pay you a couple
Tuesday.
here.
Yeah, for a burger today.
We agreed upon the terms. Now, I did know it was going to be some interest, so I'm not tripping on that. So I think when is taxes due? I don't know, April
15th.
But here's another thing, though. I kind of miss when I was broke. Tax time was a beautiful time.
Right.
You remember you be like, tax time. You be like, let's go. We going steak, shrimp, lobster. Who want what?
Give me a new stereo, bro. Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Some Rams.
The tax time now, and it's getting ready to come up again. Listen, I'm talking about stress running through the crib. So anyway, we got to get a count. I'm not tripping. So I say, all right, cool. I'm going to pay this off. Boom. They like, okay, let's just say you got a late penalty and it's some thousands, right? So I'm like, cool. I already, I settled up my entire debt. Boom. Paid them all their money. I'm talking about they got every penny. Now they say, okay, here goes how much you owe us in interest. I pay that full amount. I'm talking about full. Bruh, they've been sending letters to my house. Certified mail.
Oh, fact.
Like you got to sign for it.
Yeah.
Talking about I owe them that money.
I thought you said you paid it.
Gangsters.
Gangsters.
Bruh, I'm talking about like every week.
Wow.
Like the UPS man, like, bruh, he looking at me like, bruh, what did you do? And I'm like, dog, we paid it. So I go online and I'm looking at my online account and it says balance 0, and it shows my payment. But they still sending letters. So I'm spooked because I'm like, okay, why?
You going to jail.
I'm just saying something going wrong.
Yeah.
Because either it's not registering one system, the other, whatever. So they literally are sending mail to the house. Then what I get a package on the door the other day, they came, I didn't even know it was them. It was like, you got a package to pick up from the joint.
Lord.
I said, oh.
They don't show it on the thing.
I was like, maybe he sent me an early birthday gift.
Because when you stayed at my house, you didn't leave me nothing like you did Jamal.
So I go up to the thing. Sure enough, another letter from the IRS, dog. Wow. So, and I told E, it's funny. Remember I was on the phone with you.
Yeah, wow.
Bro, I was like, all right, cool. They like, call this number. Call the number. And I think I got it in my phone. Call this number. Take care of it. I say, you know what? Now, this is my least favorite thing. I cannot stand when you got to call and do the whole press 1, press 2. I consider remember a couple of years ago I worked on my patience for New Year's and all of that.
For a week or two. I remember that.
Don't judge me. So as I'm calling, I feel my blood boiling. And it's like, press 1 for this, press 2 for that. Enter your social security number, enter this. I do all of this.
Why did I call him in the middle of this, though? So he had to call me on another phone, and he was on that phone when he called me from the house phone to tell me how long he had been on hold. How long?
I guess that's the same time I called him too.
Oh, yeah.
He sent me a text, like, I'm going to call you as soon as I get off this call.
I mean, I think everybody called me. I was on the phone for 5 days. So I'm on the phone, and it says, wait, it's got the music, the whole 9. So I just put it on speaker. Now I'm not going to wait on them like that. I'm just, whatever. So I'm on the phone with E, and Maul called in, like he said, and I'm talking to E. And then finally, I told E, I said, 2 hours and 11 minutes.
Yeah, they're ready now.
Listen.
Stop. On hold.
Bruh, 2 hours.
What's the white side part? How does that fit into this?
When I get ready to go off on them. That's the part where, white people know their rights. Wow. Blacks, we still nervous. They might just be offended and send you to jail.
Right.
So 2 hours and 11 minutes. Bro, I got the screenshot in my phone. I'll find it as soon as I stop talking to show you. 2 hours and 11 minutes, and it goes, your call is being transferred to an available, I was about to curse, an available representative, I think they say.
They can bleep it out, do it.
Bro, I promise you. Don't threaten me with a good time, E. So it says your call is being transferred. So I was like, E, I got to go. Boom, pick up the phone. And it kept saying, your call is being transferred. Your call is being transferred. Then it said, I'm sorry, we're having technical difficulties.
No.
Bruh.
Pass the Duchess on the right-hand side.
Listen, when I tell you, bruh, I was scorching. So listen, if you work for the IRS, you and your mama.
Hold on now. Hey, hold on now. This is just CJ talking.
It is.
I don't have no problem.
Want the smoke.
I don't have no problem with y'all.
I want the smoke.
C wants the smoke.
Y'all. This is CJ
I want the
talking by himself.
Love might be too much.
Because I'm a taxpaying, I'm a taxpaying American half white citizen.
Woo. Is the IRS real though? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I don't even
who
know.
Gave them the rights to do
I don't
this
even
stuff,
know.
Bro. They're not even real, bro.
Bruh, I'm saying
CJ was about to be Wesley Snipes.
Listen.
He was going to jail.
Agree.
Wesley Snipes.
But I paid, bro. I paid. I go online. It says your account is 0. I got every single payment I made. No. I'm just saying I paid them that much money, which is a significant. We're talking 6 figures. I done paid them a significant amount of bread. I've been making sure it's on time, nothing late, paid the late fee, everything, and I'm getting harassed. And I'm feeling like less than an American citizen right now. So
welcome to the 1%.
Welcome to the black. Welcome to the black part of your family. Black side of your family.
Welcome to the 1%.
Harriet Tubman, where are you, women? We shall overcome.
Man,
bruh, I've been so discouraged, man. So anyway, if I go to jail, if I get locked up, just know I paid. And I wanted to let the whole podcast squad know if I'm not on next week's episode because I got Wesley'd out for absolutely no reason.
But please, produce like the rest of them produce when they're in jail, please come out with a brand new curriculum or something.
No doubt.
We need you, bro.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna come out with a sweeter vocabulary and dreads. You know what I'm saying?
See, might start a podcast from jail.
Oh, for sure.
No question.
Jailhouse convo. Adam been to prison. I'll pick his brain. He'll find out he'll tell me how to survive in the clank. I ain't scared. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that's just my little rant. Yeah. So anyway, pray. In all seriousness, IRS, just leave me alone, dog. If you work for the IRS, we got 100,000 people listening to this podcast every week. If you know somebody who works for, just tell them leave me alone.
See, can you give us the number though? What was the file number so they can look it up and fix it for you? Because somebody can fix it right now.
Right this second.
It's a computer.
1-800. Unbelievable. Man, we got a special family member in the building, man. Y'all give a big round of applause for my dog, Dr. Downs.
What up, what up?
What up, Dad?
Good to have you here, brother.
I didn't know what to call you in here.
What's
I
that?
didn't know what to call you in the room, so I was Dr. Downs.
For those of our listeners who are
say the A-train.
For those of our listeners who may be new to the podcast,
Is that possible?
No, we got some. Hey, we growing every day.
Every day.
And those of you who listened and didn't go back to the first episode, I meet a lot of people who say, "Man, I started listening recently, but I went back and I'm like, I'm on episode 225."
You can binge off of us.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and I think that's the beautiful thing about us not talking current events all the time. You know, we don't talk about every single thing that happens in current events because we like the podcast to be timeless, and so hopefully, you know, that remains true. I'm scared to go back and listen to like the first couple, like the first 2 or 3. I'm like, dog, I didn't even know what we were doing.
And I don't know what you were saying.
Oh, it's no telling.
Yeah.
I was loose.
We
I was
had no
definitely
insurance
loose.
bucket then either.
Bruh, I'm talking about didn't have a dime to pay the IRS. I was feeling good. So Dr. Downs was on an episode. Do you remember which one it was?
The name of it was PhD in addiction, but I don't know what the number was.
Okay, so go
That's
look that
enough,
up.
though.
Maul knew his
can
very
find it
first
through
ever
that.
No doubt.
episode number.
Oh, you know
I don't
Maul
know.
know
And the
his.
date.
Yeah.
Hey, episode 105. Stop, drop, and roll. Crazy part about it is, now see, we just started doing the videotaping of the podcast a few months ago.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell y'all, episode 105. We were, I don't even know if the heat was on.
You was in that other room.
We was
In
downstairs.
the mother's room down there in the back.
I think construction was going on,
Yeah.
or something happened. We were scared because E messed up the low bearing beam.
We thought it was going to
Whole church about to fall apart. The hip hop preacher, low bear. Hip hop preacher about to bust down the whole church with the U-Haul.
Yeah, I think we were right around that same time because y'all had just gotten in the building and hadn't even really started. You're in that front room, like kind of half
Ain't that
construction.
crazy?
crazy.
And now look how far. Now we got security.
Yeah.
We winding you down coming in this joint. Shout out to Tommy who, you know what I'm saying, security who will bust your head like a cantaloupe should you try to run up on the hip hop preacher and get frisky. But no, Dr. Downs was on a podcast and briefly, you know, I'll catch people up. I met Adam in grad school. Very first class I ever had in my master's program. I was shook, nervous to the core. I was like, E got me in this grad program. I don't know anybody. I barely graduated undergrad, and now I'm going into a master's degree. This is about to be the hardest thing in the world. And my brother here, Adam, took me under his wing in all seriousness, man, and made sure that I not only, you know, got through grad school, but that I thrived. He introduced me to professors. While we're at it, rest in peace to Dr. Karen Wampler, who was a great inspiration for all of us and took care of us. Shout out to her and Dr. Richard Wampler, who were instrumental in our growth and development in grad school. And Adam took me under his wing. And
Episode 92. I got y'all.
yeah, okay, good.
92,
92.
Adam.
There it is.
Was the title right, though?
A PhD in addiction. He's spot on.
He's really a
and
PhD,
so,
y'all.
and
You
so,
remembered.
Really?
oh, no
You
question.
remembered. Yeah.
Just took me under his wing, and then I introduced him to his wife, and then him and his wife took me under their wing. So no, they looked out, and then here's the thing. Crazy thing is, then did the same thing for E in the doctoral program. I stopped after that. You know what I'm saying? I was done. I got the master's. I was like, that's it.
Pig.
Yeah. And then
One guinea pig.
shout out to Carly and Adam helped E get through.
Carly changed my life.
Yeah.
You know, Carly said to me, so funny, Ma, when she read it, she was like, who is this? The same thing she was saying to the group downstairs. She's like, who is this? I was like, it's me. But she's like, I've never heard you talk like this before. Like, this is not you. You can write you. Like, you can literally write the way you talk. You can, of course, you have to modify some things, but I need to hear Eric. Like, I need to know you. And I was like, can I write that? And she's like, yes, just think. And I promise you, not only did it help me in terms of the actual PhD, but in my life, I embraced, I can be me, even in a white world. I was kind of like, I can't be myself.
Harassed by the IRS, though.
Oh, yeah, right.
Even being you. Careful.
IRS colorblind.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it. I'm just saying I was grateful because she freed some stuff in me.
And real quick, of course, if you listen to the episode, I don't want to ruin the whole thing, but Adam obviously didn't handle his business early on in life before he became a doctor, battled, addiction, went to prison for 3 years?
3 years.
3 years. And obviously, man, has reformed himself. Amen. Now is a full-time entrepreneur now.
Yeah.
A business owner. He's out on his own and doing just incredible stuff, which I'll have him on the team. I'll definitely have him speak about and any information you want to give out on that. Just because the work you're doing, obviously in addiction and recovery, and even now, even broader than that, is incredible. But I want to kind of go on this podcast and talk about a sermon that we heard from the hip hop preacher. Now, Maul said,
a little bit of it afterwards.
I think we put it up. But Maul said that it hit him harder than the Guru story. Is that true, Maul, or was that cap? Do I need?
Not only did I say that, but Camille.
Oh, it's real then.
Camille even said
nod yes or no. That was better than the Guru story. Oh my goodness.
Guru story.
right.
Have you heard the Guru story? You know what I'm saying?
It was fire.
No, super powerful.
Fire.
Super powerful message. And it was about Hannah in the Bible. And but more so, it was about producing and being a producer. And I got my notes in my phone. You know what I'm saying? I took rigorous notes. But why don't you?
That master's degree coming out of
No. Yeah, exactly.
It's all that work I did with him in statistics.
Exactly. So, but why don't you set the stage and why you wanted to talk about Hannah, and then why producing is so important, because you talked about that producer versus consumer, and I know we've talked about it a bit before, but I want you to kind of break down Hannah first, and then break down why you felt the need to go that hard and give them. Can we give them a repeat example? I see a water. You know what I'm saying? Give us a little. They need the full thing. The hip hop preacher dug all the way into his old school bag and was like pulling out visuals. Yeah. Come on. There it is. Oh wait. Yeah. Come on.
And again, for real, it's so funny, Adam, but the assessment was so important for me, because what the assessment showed me was you can't give people who you are. You have to give people what they need. And while you naturally love to inspire, sometimes you got to drive. You have to push people beyond where they're comfortable, but where they're capable. Yeah, I want to make sure, what I'm saying? Like,
slow down.
I want to make sure y'all got that.
Time.
I have to push you beyond your level of comfort, but challenge you to be who you are capable of being. It's in there. But sometimes you just got to be put, and again, this is no shade. Randy, my oldest cousin, helped me learn how to swing. Like, I didn't know how to do it. He actually pushed me and told me how to do my legs. And the cool thing about it was, after that first day of Randy showing me, man, you know what it felt like to be able to go to the park and get on the swing by myself? You know what I'm saying? Like, watching them on the swing, I always needed Randy. Randy, can you whatever? And a couple times he pushed me. Then he was like, yo, E, bro, I love you. You my cousin, but I can't push you every single time. Because if I push you while you on the swing, guess what I can't do? I can't swing. So I'm about to not push you this time. I'm about to show you how to swing. And crazy, Maul. I was super short. So I didn't have a lot of, because you got to use your legs and kind of go back. I didn't have a whole lot of, and he was like, no, I got you. And so he pulled me back, and then he pushed. Pull me back, push, like, yo, do your legs. So once I got that part, he was like, okay, now you got to learn how to push yourself back and then use the momentum to come forward. I promise you, all I'm trying to do is not live in the 1%, club, I'm trying to help as many people as possible get in the 1% club. Like, my job is not to be there and go, nah, 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 like the other chick did to Hannah, nah, 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 you can't produce. Like,
tell the story though a little bit. You don't assume everybody know it. We got listeners that is heathens.
But
you know what I'm saying? We got some.
What do you say? Listen,
Heathens.
Oh, yeah.
It's only my second time hearing it. I'm gonna be real. You know what I'm saying? I heard about it. You know what I'm saying? One of your other sermons prior.
Right? So
forgive me.
1 Samuel chapter 1. Right? Just read the whole thing. 1 Samuel chapter 1, and it's just a story of a guy who has 2 wives. One wife is able to produce children, one wife isn't. And the wife that can't produce, she's getting laughed at, she's getting teased, and all she wants to do is produce. But her husband's kind of like, yo, why you tripping? We got money, we doing well, I love you, I give you more stuff than her, like I give you attention. And she like, yo, that's all good, but I was born to have children. And there's nothing that's gonna satisfy that but me having children. What? Crazy. I'm not even on children. I was more on her desire to produce. Like, she didn't feel comfortable not producing. And it was funny, I had a conversation with somebody, and this is where it really came, because I was mentoring them in terms of leadership. And what I had to explain to them was, oh, I see how you see. I got it. You see me speaking, you see me on the road. So you looking at it as producers and administrators. Oh, okay, I gotta help you. Even though I produce money, I also administrate. You feel me? So I don't have the luxury of doing one or the other. I have to do both. So I have to get on the road, I have to go speak. But I was like, trust me when I tell you, I'm on the phone. Nikki, we started a new, and whatever. How many times a week, or how many times a week are we on the phone, Nikki?
5 times a week.
Good. And we meet when? I was like, yo, I promise you probably don't see that I do that. You can't just do administration. You have to do administration and you have to produce. Like, I get it. I understand. And I'm not mad at you. I wish you could do one or the other. Oh, I swear, I wish. Some of the time that I spend more time actually doing administrative work than I actually do being on like physically speaking, if that makes sense. So I was just trying to walk them through, if you want to do this, you have to do this, this, and that. So I was like, oh, I got it. I got to show people. Why? Because when you first generation entrepreneur, you don't have a blueprint, bruh. Nobody teach you this stuff. Like, you don't know. So I was like, today, when I did the sermon, I was like, okay, I got to walk people through it. Like, I have to get them to understand, yo, you don't know. I get it, but you have to understand. And I told her, God created all of us to produce. You saying that you can't produce, that's not a reality. All of us were born with the ability to produce. Now, what happens though, some of us are fortunate enough to get in environments where you have people who are producing and you don't necessarily have to produce. Like home, when you first born, bro, it's a setup for disaster. You got 2 parents going out and killing the game for you, and all you gotta do is go to school. It's like phenomenal. I told my daughter, she was like, Dad, I'm going to school, I'm doing a lot. I said, Jada, I love you, sweetheart, but on everything I love, baby girl, when you graduate, don't ever tell me again all you could do is go to school. I'm like, don't you ever tell me that. We got a company, you're good at what you do. When you go to grad school, you're gonna have to do both. You're gonna have to work during the day and you have to go to school at night. The days of me paying for you for stuff is over. And Jada ain't really on that, but I'm paying for her to go to school. I'm like, boom, boom, that's over. I've blessed you. Now you can walk on your own 2 feet. And I'm not doing it because I hate you. I'm doing it, especially Kobe's early death, bruh. I tell my kids every day, y'all cannot guarantee that I'm gonna be around forever. And some of the stuff that I do for y'all, I'm not gonna be here to do it. And I said, I hate to say this to y'all and sound cruel, but some of the people that are in our lives that are blessing us now, when your daddy gone, they gonna be gone. Trust me, they not gonna be here. Trust me when I tell you, all these people you got surrounding you, 80-90% of them about to be gone once I'm gone. And so you're not gonna have the hookups that you currently have. So take advantage of the hookups. But baby girl, you got to do you. So if I leave this earth early, you don't have to live another lifestyle. You can continue to live that. So So for me, CJ, it was just, man, I got some beautiful people in this room. Some great people, some Christian people who have just been misinformed. It is my job to inform you, because when you know better, you do better, right? And especially when you grow up, man, in certain communities where it's poverty, you being taught. And it's not like, ain't nobody hustlers. Like my church ain't full of hustlers, but you're taught to just try to get an advantage. You feel me? You just taught like to get that edge. And it's like, no. You don't need that. Welfare is for people who cannot produce. You can produce. You feel me? You don't need welfare. So for me, see, it was like, yo, I gotta help those people who are either consumers or between consumer and producer come all the way on the producer side, because I'm gonna say it again. I know the people I'm talking to. They are capable of doing it. I just feel like it's my job, to help as many people as I can, Maul, to get in the 1% club. Now I'm gonna say this, see, this is off topic, but we building a house, right? One of my boys, bruh, who lives in a different, like he don't live in this community. Here's what he told me. He said, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. This might be the number 2 or number 3 best places to live in San Diego. He said, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen. When you finish buying this house, in about 6 months, somebody from the Asian community is gonna approach you and ask you to buy the house. And they're gonna make a phenomenal offer. Why? Because they buy up the whole communities. My man said they buy up the whole block. Like they want it where only their people are in that community. So it's like, if Didi is something she don't like about it, don't trip. No, because Didi was like that. Didi was like, well, I don't know about this or that. He was like, don't even worry about it, Didi. I promise you, in 6 months, an Asian is going to knock on your door. Gonna knock on your door and say, he said they're gonna give you a healthy offer for it, because they want more than the house. They want the community. You feel me? And I was just sitting there saying to myself, Maul.
Sold.
No. I was just sitting there saying to myself, my community is not about to do that. But it's my job to do what I gotta do to help people who are not born in wealth and don't know what it looks like. I have to open the door and show them this is what it looks like. Whatever you want, whatever you want to have. But if you produce, then you're able to get that. So that, CJ, in a nutshell, was, I know I'm not
don't leave us there, because you talked about, again, I was joking with the analogy, but you talked about how people, I guess, and I said this to you before we started the podcast.
Do we need a insurance bucket?
No, I don't think so. So there, man, when you begin to produce, and again, you talked about, can you just break it down? I don't even want to mess it up, but you talked about it's not equal giving, it's equal sacrifice. Yeah. And I think so many people miss that. Like, I think so many people miss the mark when it comes to producing what you can produce, right? And the crazy thing about becoming a producer, it's like everybody in this room is a producer, right? So it's no mistake that we all ended up hooking up, right? So when you talk about who you answer the phone for, I guarantee if you look at the people you go like this, most of them are consumers. Yeah. You look at the people who you first ring, you like, oh, if that's, boom, hello, you're going to call them right back. You're going to text them right back. You're going to pick up the phone because they're producers and they're not consumers. What happens is, if you have a consumer mindset, you begin to take, and nobody wants to be around you. And then you wonder why you always hustling backwards. When you begin to produce, it's crazy, but everybody wants to be around you. I promise you, I have never, in the city of Atlanta, in my entire life, seen one Kansas City Chiefs hoodie. Until they won the Super Bowl. Now I see a Mahomes jersey. I'm like, everybody KC fans now? But it's crazy. They produced on a level that makes people want to be associated with them. So we produce so much that it's I tell people all the time, again, no wonder you want to be ET right hand. We producing at a crazy level. And so, Maul, I guess you could take it from there. But please talk about producing and how that ends up.
I talked about Maul in the message.
Oh, no doubt.
Hey, if I can, because I was taking notes too. One thing that really stuck with me, E, was when you said she knew that there was something wrong that she couldn't produce. Bruh. It's people out here that can't produce and they don't even know that something is wrong. Like, she felt convicted. It was something inside of her that she couldn't just let go. And that's the same thing, man. When you got a producer's mentality, you can't let it go because you know that you was brought here to create. No matter what it is, even with the business. And that's the problem. So many businesses fail because they don't even get started.
Yeah.
They ain't got that producer mentality. They got that consumer mentality that you talked about.
Yeah.
So they just okay with saying, okay, well, I know I'm good at this.
Yeah.
I know I want to start this, but you know what? It just ain't meant to be.
Yeah.
I don't believe that something ain't meant to be.
Yeah.
I believe that if something is meant to be, then it's up to me.
Yeah.
You got to have that producer's mentality where you saying no matter what, I'm going to make this come about.
Absolutely.
And that's when you was preaching about that same spirit, that spirit of you can't even go to sleep because it's consuming you. That's you got to give. And I know it's talking about a child in the scripture.
Yeah, but
the same thing about giving birth.
It's about being
what are you giving?
producing.
What are you giving birth to? What are you producing in your life?
Right.
And I can't believe how people just go through life without producing nothing.
Yeah.
Every single day it's like, hey, I'm just gonna play in somebody else's movie.
Yeah.
I'm not producing nothing for my family.
Yeah.
I ain't producing nothing for my children, nothing at all for my own life.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go through life and I'm okay with it.
And they're not okay. They're not okay. And I didn't get a chance to say this in the sermon, but watch this. See, I believe envy is a natural response to you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Friend, when you get envious of somebody,
That's the
that's the manifestation.
Say it again. Say it again.
They do feel a certain kind of way. You feel envy. You feel jealousy. You feel something. You do feel it. You feel like, man, why? But you feel me? So you do feel something. You just don't know that the envy is what's telling you you're
should
not
be
where you're
producing.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're not doing the jealousy in you. Ma, I promise you, when I walked in your crib, I'm from the shop, bruh. I'm from Chicago. Like people think about Detroit, but that's where I'm from. That's where all my people from. I know where you are. Like, I remember what that block used to look like 20 years ago. My mama grew up on 47th and 42 and King. It was a whole different where on the side they was on, it was totally different. Poverty, rich. We couldn't go over there. So when I'm walking through, my mama lived up the street, bruh. She bused to Dunbar. So when I'm going to your crib, it's history. Like, my people are from Chicago, and none of them don't live like that. None of my people don't live like my grandma on 107th and Wentworth. I'm surprised there ain't nobody killed her yet. My aunt is on 79th and Halsted. I'm surprised ain't nobody, but she got bars around. I walked in your crib and was like, whoa. The history, when you broke it down to me, this person was there. Y'all know how I get down with history, bro. I'm in there like, who? Martin Luther King. I'm going to look in the mirror like, yeah, okay, Martin Luther King, I looked in it. Tell them that. Make sure you tell whoever come in 20 years, E.T. was in his joint.
Absolutely.
The pool, the kitchen, the man, bro. I was walking the upstairs, the
chocolate
club,
factory, the club.
Downstairs, the club, the gym, the other club, rain.
I'm just looking at the whole crib.
Keep going.
And I promise you, when I walked out, I didn't go, I want Maul's crib. But when I walked out, bruh, when I walked out that joint, bruh, I was like, God, I don't know what mine looked like, but I need to do, like, I need to do something else. Like, I got Didi in here and it's paid for, and but this ain't where I need to do better. So yeah, to me,
That's
envy
the same
and
mindset,
jealousy
though. That's
is
the same mindset. When I talked about my guy that played in the NFL,
No question.
I walked through his house with the same kind of mindset. Not
No
that
question.
I want his stuff,
No, I want
but
what
I
belongs
belong to me.
And what do I need to do to go get it?
And then that's when I produced.
Yeah, and that's when I wrote the book, You Ain't the Boss of Me. I'm saying, you ain't the boss of me, then 4 of the books came from that book. And then the assessment. So I'm not just sitting here going, I want a crib, but I'm like, okay, I'm about to raise the multiple 7 figures that it costs. I'm about to raise. And when I went to the crib, bumped the crib, I was just standing while we went and the sun was coming down. I was just sitting on the hill like, yo, it's a lot of people live in Cali, but they in Cali, but they ain't getting
Hey, they're underneath the smile.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
That's the sound you hear when you walk into each neighborhood.
Bro, man. Bro.
Jump in here,
Pool
Adam.
in the back. Bro, talk to me, Adam. I'm sorry. Hey, Trey. Hey, Trey.
Well, no, it's when I think about, when you're talking about Maul's house, it's not about you want the crib, but it's what the house represents. The house represents the sacrifice and the work that went into what it took to get that. When you talk about producers, if you look, the people who are the most impressive producers are the ones that actually started with nothing.
Yep.
And then it begins with a mindset and a drive and a willingness to take a risk.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between the producer and the consumer. Because you were talking about these like these people that never produce and live okay with it.
Yep.
But it's like it's ignorance. Like the okay with it is they don't. It's not even like a blip on the radar screen.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because their mindset doesn't tell them to like take that risk to create that. Like they'd rather play it safe and say, okay, where can I get in where I fit in and maybe contribute to? But like, I mean, I'm not gonna just.
But Doc, if you're not producing, what kind of evidence are you leaving the world that you existed?
Well, to his point, my mother calls it triple darkness. You don't know that you don't know that you don't know. So it's not that I'm not trying to produce. I don't even know that I'm
I always
supposed
gotta
to
try
be
to wrap
producing.
my head around
it every time. Yeah.
You feel me? I don't know that I don't know that I don't know.
You don't know.
You feel me? I don't know, Maul.
So let's talk about this. I want to switch it a little bit, Adam. But I know obviously you've made a transition. Can we say that? Yeah, we made a
can say
transition.
that.
And the crazy thing is, so as we're talking about producing, I want to take it to another level. Some of you are producing, and it's not producing what you thought it would produce because you're not producing for yourself. And I remember producing at a high level at Michigan State. And it was not leading to what it should have been leading to.
Right.
But guess what? We were producing under somebody else's guidelines. And we could never outproduce that position above us. So the crazy thing is, and I used to be telling Adam all the time, I'm like, dog, entrepreneurship is made for us because we are producers. I said, if you're in again, nothing against the blue collar 9 to 5, but I don't care how hard you work at GM on the assembly line.
It's not going to increase.
You're not about to make $500,000.
Effort, time, increase.
It's not going to work.
It's not an equation.
So I used to be so frustrated because I felt like, man, we are producing and it's not bearing the type of fruit that I think it should bear. And so now that you're fully in the entrepreneurship world, I told you, I said, once you get in this world and you can really let your full skill set on display and start producing for yourself, that is when you get
yourself. When you said I'm like, yo, we got Adam?
Right, another
Lord.
producer.
We got Adam? I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to be funny, God, but I got some of my own ideas. Of course, he grown, him and his wife have to sit down and whatever. But for me, I'm like, yo, I got another killer. I got another sharpshooter that can go in the class, like go in the classroom, go in the corporate. I was just thinking, like, wherever you want to go, I would love to have you with me. But not only that, now I'm going to be able to say yes to hundreds of opportunities that I just don't even have the time for. You feel me? I'm about to sit him and sick him, Adam. Sick him. Adam, I know Adam, I sent a introvert with him and connected two and sent him, bro, they're going to kill a game. And it's so crazy because here's where I have a challenge sometimes. I promise you I would have an opportunity, Jamal. I'd have an opportunity and they'll be like, well, if it ain't you, I can't. We don't want it. Now, with Adam, I'm going to be able to show them Adam's footage, and they're going to go, oh, you can't come? Oh, definitely we'll take my... I'm just being real because he could produce on that level and make them forget about me. You feel me? Adam going to go in there and kill that joker. They ain't even going to think about, oh, how's Eric doing? You know what I'm saying? They're going to forget. And that's what you want. Because if you are LeBron, bruh, it's going to be a hard knock life. If you LeBron and you with Cleveland, it's going to be a hard knock life, bro. Let's just keep it 100. LeBron anywhere else would have probably had about 6 chips now. Let's just be real, bro. If LeBron didn't get drafted to the Cleveland Cavaliers, Bron could have 8 right now, all we know. You put Bron in the same situation Golden State was in, bruh, Bron might have 10.
You can stop watching basketball.
He might have 10,
you
bro.
can stop.
17. I'm just saying, he was getting past the Pistons with Rashid, Billups, Prince, bro, he was getting past them with
by
the squads
himself.
he had.
By himself.
Bro.
Right, by himself.
Imagine if he would have been with a squad.
producers.
There's no telling what he would have done. And so when you are a producer and you're around 4 other guys or a bench that cannot produce on your level, bruh, that's a lot of work to do. You with Golden State, I'm not trying to be funny, but Golden State, it's some people that ain't on the team right now. Let me just say it this way. Let me put it like this, because I don't even want to talk about this season. There were some people that played last season, and they might have lost one player, and it made a big difference in the finals. Let's just keep it 100. They had one player that wasn't playing, and it changed the course of everything. They needed all 5 of them jokers on the court at the same time to do what they needed to do. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And so for us to have another producer on the, bruh, I relish the day when I could sit on the bench, square you off, and still keep a percentage without having to leave the crib. I'm like, you gotta take your time, do what you gotta do. But I'm like, let's play, bruh. I'm ready to play. So when you're a producer, you want producers. When you're a consumer, you feel more comfortable being around consumers.
Well, but when you're a producer and you're stuck in a consumer system, it's
right.
It's debilitating.
Yep. Speak on that. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I left a C-suite position in the largest substance abuse treatment providing company in the entire Southeast. Yeah. But it was, you kind of reach a place where you start hitting all these glass ceilings and glass walls where you're like, I can't take this anymore because I'm laying certain things out, and we're getting some of them accomplished, but then things always have to shift and change because the system isn't designed to go to my speed.
Yeah.
It's the reason I left the University of Alabama. I was at the University of Alabama for 4 years, almost 5 years, and I had to walk away from that position because it was like, it took me a year to hire 2 people.
Wow.
It took me a year. I had to form a committee to decide who was going to be on the committee,
and then go to a committee,
hire the people
to the committee.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Have a meeting.
We had a pre-committee meeting, and I was like, I can't. This isn't the pace of play that I can play at. Like this isn't going to work for me. Yeah. But I built things that I'm very proud of and that are still withstanding at the university, and I think that they're good, and I know that they're good.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason. That's the only way you know a program's any good is if it outlasts its founders.
That's it.
Right? So if the program still goes when the founders are gone, that means the program's good. Yeah. If the program dies when I leave, that just means I'm good. Yeah. And I know I'm good, but can I make a good program?
Good. And sound like you in that dissertation now. That replication board. Come on now.
But the programs are still there and they're good. Yeah. Well, I did the same thing at the treatment center I worked at. Like I established the programs I wanted to, and then we sort of got to this place where it was like, okay, this is good. They wanted to let it breathe. Well, I didn't want to let it breathe. I wanted to keep, so it was like, what, it's time, to do my own thing, and so now the pace of play is what I set, and will I be able to, accomplish what I want to accomplish?
Run and gun.
And we set a goal. See, when I first called you, we set a goal for 4 months to replace my salary. Yeah. Well, I'm $5,000 over my salary.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Come on, man. And I've been at it for a month and a half. So,
and that's what I was trying to tell you about being a producer. I'm like, bro, it's no way. It's no way. You done put you in a system where you could literally do what you want, call your own shots. Again, everybody don't want to be in that kind of system. Yeah. My wife and I, we were at Crack Chicken last night. Sorry about that, LaShawna. I was only there for I was bringing food.
You work hard.
LaShawna, my accountability
we're going back.
Oh, hey.
No question.
So I was in Crack Chicken.
He's home.
And the dude was in there. He was like, I was old school cat. You know what I'm saying? He was like, hey.
Which one you go to?
Oh, come on. Stop, man.
What?
Stop. MFK, come on.
There's only one.
All day. So,
that's 3 now.
There's only one.
Ask Candace when you talk, because I was like, oh, thank God Maul not here. So he, he said? He was like, he I don't know what, he had a Georgia hat on. And Candace, we live in Georgia. She like, I thought I came up here to get away from the Georgia hats. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, no, I went and visited Atlanta. So we, small talk. Anyway, old school cat was like, yeah, I worked at GM for 31 years. And he was like, man, took care of me. He said, I could never want nothing more. He was like, I didn't even remotely want to go nowhere else. And I'm like thinking about my pops. I'm like, my pops worked there too. And he like, yo, he broke it down like, yo, they took care of me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, and I was like, wow. And that's like Maul always said that's dangerous, right? Because you could, your job could bail and you got to have these other things. But in his mind, he was like, yo, I'm good. Like they took care of me. And I looked at him, I said, yes, sir, because it took care of me as well. But in that system, you're still never going to go to that top level, even if you produce.
Yeah, the system doesn't exist anymore.
I'm saying it's not a system it's not a system that caters to growth. Yeah. And some of you are, my dad didn't ever miss a day of work. I'm talking about I watched him get up every single day and go in there and never complain and put up all kind. He was the Jordan of doggone GM. And it never produced anything more than what the person next to him was making.
Right. Who wasn't
They
committed.
They never came in and was like, Carlos, you know what? You've been here 100 straight days. My man to miss 40 days in a row. Guess what? Your pay going up $10, his going down. It's not a system based on merit. No. And so if you're in a system that's not based on merit, and that's what I realized with E, I was like, E, we got these programs, bruh. We had kids coming. We would have a line for kids to be advised by us, doggone to the end of the hallway, mall, and we got other advisors. Ain't seeing one student.
No students.
They'll be like, hey, y'all can go in the other office. We got other advisors. I'll wait. Guess what? They still was making more money than us.
I'm talking about way more.
You know why? Because they've been there longer.
Way more.
The system is not set up on merit.
But so sweet, they knew how to do vacation and sick days.
Oh, no question.
Where they would be gone all summer and not have to do nothing, but something happened to somebody, a loved one, and so the doctor wrote the hookup, and they was literally, I'm talking about AWOL.
Bro, I saw
and was making twice. I was a grad assistant, making twice as much as E.
I saw the game,
It
bro.
had nothing to do with merit.
I saw the game years ago, bro. Years ago. Like I said, when I got into that shooting and police officers,
You be a raise. You had to get a raise when you got shot at.
Was I married? No, we was just engaged at the
Okay.
time. We wasn't married then.
You about to lose them before you
I know. She
Lord
couldn't even
have
go down on my
mercy.
insurance at the
Lord
time.
have
You know what I'm
mercy.
saying? So I would have
No,
been.
that's real.
Yeah, that's for real.
That's real, bro.
But the police, they gave your check. Everybody's check was in a box.
Oh, yeah, I remember you. You
Bruh,
did say, that blew my mind.
Bruh, I'm talking about I come in the station. This cat's in there. I just come from a shooting. Almost lost my life twice that day. And I come in the station and cat's in there eating donuts and just drinking coffee, and we got paid the same amount.
No. Tell them about the. I was like, no, that's got to be against the private HIPAA or the something.
No,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
No,
Checks is
everybody's
right there.
check. Yeah, so everybody's checks is in a
the
box.
same.
In a box.
And this is
you
before,
just rifle through the checks.
Yeah, this
like,
is before direct deposit and all that now.
Yeah.
But everybody's check is in a box,
Lord have
and it's by the
mercy.
last name. It's in alphabetical order by last name, and you just scroll through the case
like, bro,
section.
don't be looking at what I'm making.
Yeah, you just scroll
So
through
in
the
mall, at least in college, they didn't put my real name. They just had my number.
number, yeah.
So nobody knew if I had a C or D or whatever.
But let me show you how
Lord have
I
mercy.
disrupted the system. And it's crazy because my lieutenant, his last name was Cook with a K, and mine King. So his check was always right by my check. One time, when I started buying these properties, I started owning these properties, I wouldn't pick up my check for like 3 months. I just let them stack up. And my lieutenant called me. My lieutenant called me in his office one time. Called me in his office. He said, King, close the door. I was like, yes, sir. Close the door. He was like, it's very disrespectful. It's very disrespectful for you to just leave your check in a box like that. How are you living? What is it that you're doing? It's people out here that's got to pay their car notes, their mortgages, their food, and you're just leaving your checks in there.
Training day is what I'm doing.
Oh, man, bro.
Training day.
I promise you.
Denzel.
Hey, after that day, he told me, he said, don't you ever leave your check in there. Because, check day, the 1st and the 15th, they running to get a check.
You using a different voice. What was your lieutenant?
I didn't even know I was doing it. I didn't even know. I just went back 20 years ago. Oh, man. Well, bro, that was the first time I was like, I didn't
Use
know.
that voice when you talk to the IRS.
I paid you guys your money. But yeah, I didn't doubt when I found out, like, man, the system, bruh. Like, I'm producing over here. I got properties. I'm doing well. Like, you should have been congratulating me. Like, hey, King, what are you doing in a good way?
Yeah.
Can you teach the other officers here on the beat?
Yeah.
But instead, my man, snapped out on me, man. Snapped out, bro.
And here's the crazy thing. Oh, sorry, Carl. Go for it.
I was gonna. If you go in there, go there. I'll come back to something he was talking about. All right, so I want to go back to the community thing, E.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I'm gonna take y'all back to I grew up in Barbados, and Barbados is I'm talking about 90-some% black, all black. All right. We had some Indians started to migrate, like East Indians from India all the way over to Barbados, right? And you will watch what I'm saying. I talked to my mom yesterday, and she told me something. I'll end with that. They would come to Barbados and have nothing. You would just see like the patriarch to the family. Like just see one dude come, he living in some crazy little spot, and within a week or two, you'll see my man selling, I'm talking about whatever, a t-shirt here, a this, whatever. 3 months go by, you'll see my man on a bike. He coming through the neighborhood selling a t-shirt and some pins. I'm talking about like 6 months to a year go by. He got a little van. He coming. I'm talking about like my man selling vacuums, shirts, pens, tennis balls, whatever. Watch what I'm saying. And slowly but surely, you'll see like a wife come, kids come. Then it's them. Then you'll see another family come and living in the same spot. Fast forward, y'all get the trajectory. My mom said to me yesterday, she's like, yo, where our church was, it's in the city. She's like, that whole block, that whole area is owned by that same family right now.
The same people coming to knock on my door.
The same family. Watch this.
Let me get
it gets
that.
deeper, Ma. She said, you know that they don't use the banks?
They use their own bank.
They use their own bank. They loan from...
Which is why you're knocking on my door, because you about to give me cash. You're not about to go through the
You're
bank.
not going through
so
that
you
system.
let me go through the system, do all the work, boom, and then I can get you an extra 100,000 in what you spent. You feel what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But I'm upset. Like I said in my message, what bothers me is that, man, I ain't even go here. Okay, we got to need insurance bucket.
Come on.
I didn't even go here, Maul.
Say it.
I didn't even go here, Maul.
Say it.
Why you want a discount from us, and when you go to other communities, you willing to pay them full fare?
Okay, there we go.
Bruh, I'm just being real. Like, you would come to me on, what can I get? You in a program that I'm doing on sale, and you trying to get over, but when you go to them, you're not asking no question. You don't get to talk to nobody. But because you get to talk to me and I'm looking out for you, now you trying to take advantage of me. Wait, you'll pay them $4,000. You got 1,000,000 questions for me for the $1,500 I ask you for. They charge you $8,000. You pay the $8,000. You can't even talk to the dude that you admire. You get a coach that you don't even know. But I'm saying, why do we do that? Like, why? Like, I had somebody who I blessed to get in the program. You trying to hustle me? I gave you the money. It's so many people that I blessed to get in the hookup, and then create a system where you can make money getting in the system, and you trying to hustle me. I was the one that got you. I gave you the startup money, and where I come from, if I give you the startup money, bruh, if I got to pay you to get, that's a wrap. I got to give you some free to get you on the block, bruh. You owe me. I'm putting you in a position where you don't even owe me nothing. I done put you in a position, whatever clients you get after the first hookup, that's your money. You don't never got to bring nothing back to me. But you gonna try to hustle me? But the person that ain't doing nothing for you, you not trying to hustle them. And so I'm just like, yo, if nothing else, treat me like you treat, you feel me? Treat me like you treat the outsider that's coming in. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Show them. See, you coming to me, and this what you doing. You pouring water into the vessel, but then you know what you want? You put that in, but then you want the Capri Sun. You want the Capri Sun. I'm just being real. You put water in, but you want the Capri Sun.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and
That the nerve to want a Capri Sun?
That bothers me, Carl. All I'm saying is treat me like you treat him. That's all I'm asking you for. Give me that same respect you give him.
Well, it goes back to mindset.
Yep.
And it goes back to that, like, that's about a me mindset. And that's about whatever it is, it's about looking out for me, and it's about that easier, softer way.
But nobody wins.
Yep.
That's the thing. Nobody wins with
bro.
that. I'm telling y'all.
But that requires some, like, longevity and thought.
Right.
And not about that easy moment. What's easiest for me right here in this moment. Not about being able to look forward and say, this actually isn't in the best, case scenario for everybody involved.
Yeah, what you said earlier. You, her, us.
Yeah.
They're not looking out for us. They're looking out for the them.
Oh,
so instead of you
100%.
saying, you said it, fire. Me
Plus
her,
me.
plus
Me
her
equals a we.
We. They saying me minus you.
Yeah.
Me minus you. Me minus you. I know you in it, but I'm only in it to get what I can get from you. And once I can get what I can get from you, I'm out. And it's like, you said it. We. But they not looking out for we. Because you said it, and that's what I said. Bro, I'm just being real, bro. The message I try to get across today, I wouldn't even give that message to some people I know. Why? Because they bona fide hustlers. I'm talking about Maul, growing up, bruh. The South Side, when we was kids, there would be adults that would hustle us. They would be at the candy store on 75th waiting for us to come. They knew we had money. They would hustle us. I'm not talking about them, Maul. I'm talking about good people who have gotten desperate, and now you acting like my man on 75th. You feel me? You are a good person but now because you're not producing, you now have the characteristics of a hustler. You're now treating me like a hustler. That's not even who you are. You don't come from that. I forgot to say this today. If you had millions of dollars, what would you do? Do that. Like if you had millions of dollars, you wouldn't even do some of the stuff you're doing. So act like you got millions of dollars and treat people like you got a million. What you own is, I ain't got a whole bunch of money. So boom, I go into desperation mode. And once I go into desperation mode, it's not about us no more. It's just about me benefiting off of whatever you doing. That's all you own. But I know you're not a bad person. I know you ain't evil. You weren't even raised like that. But that's what will happen when you go so long without producing. So I don't know what it was. We was having a discussion, and I was trying to tell the person that I was mentoring. I was like, look, Maul said to me, "Hey, E, we need to do something. We need to get you security while you don't need it. We don't need to wait till you need it." You feel me? And I'm just gonna be real. I was just telling Maul, like, I ain't trying to be funny, Maul, but that costs. Like, I'm not stupid. I know I can have people, but that costs money. I don't need another. What is it? I don't need another liability right now. We got bills to pay. And Maul was like, "Oh no, we good. We'll just take it out and make real estate real." And I was like, "What? That's your baby. That's what you've been doing."
That's our baby. It's our
Okay,
baby.
well, I'm just saying, you know what I mean, though.
No, we went half on this.
Yeah.
This is 50-50. This our baby.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in terms of
You the baby daddy.
baby daddy.
You
I'm just
are
saying,
the
Maul,
father.
you were the one that spent all those years.
He looked like a
going
baby
to look-
daddy.
You spent all those years, Maul, like actually going into the houses and learning the information. We're benefiting off of what you produced. You feel me? So you was like, "Yo, we could take money out of that and do it." And I'm just like, "Yo, like, what if everybody had that same thought process?" And Maul was like, "No, E, you got to understand something. Can we go on with you? Without you? Absolutely. But you being safe is plays a major role in what we're doing. Like, yeah, we gonna be a squad without you. But we will miss you if you're gone. So we need to secure you." You feel me? Where I was kind of like, "Yo, I'm not spending that kind of money, Mo. I'm not hurting nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing stupid stuff. So there's no reason somebody should just try to hurt me in the first place." And Ma was like, "Yo, you are absolutely right, E. Up to this point, nobody has, and nobody might not ever do it."
We did have a couple of crazy people, and
When we was in Australia, yeah, we had it, and then in London,
flexed them up. Y'all don't worry.
But why sit around?
No, I did it in Australia.
Oh, in Australia, you right?
Yeah, come on, first one we had.
I got you.
Come on,
But why sit around? You know what I'm saying? People get.
But that's a different mindset.
The thing about it, I seen people get insurance on a car that's worth $10,000.
Right.
And you riding around making sure you pay your insurance on that car.
Right.
But yet you got the number one motivation speaker in the world, man of God, our big brother, the people that's eating off of this man, and he ain't got no insurance on him, meaning he ain't got nobody protecting him.
Yeah.
He got life insurance, we ain't got nobody protecting him.
Right.
So I'm like, no, bro.
We gotta fix that.
We got it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah. But different mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's like the real producer mindset.
Yeah.
Like the mindset that loses that we concept, especially when times get hard and they're stressed out. That's the fake producer mindset. Because if you look at real producers take people with them.
That's it.
And they take people with them that can produce and function at the same level.
Yeah.
No real producer is going to go up and say, "I do this alone."
Right.
And they stand alone.
Yeah.
They're going to go around. They're going to figure out who is going to rock with them and make them be the most successful.
Yeah.
And then they're going to roll together.
Yeah.
And that's just the way. I mean, that's the way real producers work.
Yeah.
So you protect, the things that bring value, right? And so, he went out and did the research on the houses, but you also gave a platform.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into that, right?
Yeah.
That actually makes you both produce as a team.
Absolutely.
And one thing too, man, for everybody out there listening, you can produce while you produce.
Facts.
Break it down. Break it down.
So even though I'm doing the real estate, even though I'm doing things with real estate, we're renovating about 10, 11 properties right now. We got the online course. We're teaching people real estate. I don't just step to the side and say, okay, I'm doing my job. So let me not even think about something I've been doing else for 20 years as far as policing when I got my brother right here that don't have no security. So even while I'm producing, I'm still producing.
Because you ain't policing when I'm with you and we riding around Chicago.
That's different. That's different.
I need you to be policing right now. Jordan.
Mo, where you
Hey, I
go?
always tell him, I'm like, Mo, my whole life, because I never hung out with no cops. My whole life, I just thought if you with the police, you just run red lights. You know what I'm saying? Go around the traffic. I'm like, Mo, drive on the shoulder. Why are we sitting in traffic?
Hey,
I'm like,
he should have called me like
let me
10
tell you,
years ago.
oh, bro, I promise you, I'm looking like,
Hey, if you, that's the
Use
problem.
the
You
privileges.
hanging out with the wrong one. Get with Tommy. Oh, we
no,
going
no,
over stuff.
Tommy,
we
you
going
try-
over stuff.
Oh, man.
no, no, no.
I promise you, we not
We was
stopping at no
all in the
lights.
car with Tommy
I
in
promise
Texas,
you not.
man.
Bruh, no, he almost got, Tommy almost flipped the truck when we was in Texas.
Oh, facts.
He almost
yeah.
flipped the truck.
Oh,
bro.
Diddy was about to die. Diddy was in the back seat about to die. Real quick, I want to say something before I forget and before we get out of here. Mar, the crazy thing about what, and if you're out there and you're a consumer, right? At least
What's
be
a
a smart
consumer? Can you
okay,
talk about what-
consumer. Somebody you take everything is like, oh, I'll take some of that. I'll take some of that. I'll take some of that, which, without giving anything back, right? And so the crazy thing about Maul right now is, okay, you heard what he said about the checks.
Yeah.
So the what was he? The sheriff, the lieutenant? I'm sorry,
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant. He wasn't the only one that seen Maul checks in there, right? But again, nobody had the forethought at that time to even come to Maul when he didn't have nothing else going on and say, hey, Maul,
What's up?
can you show me the ropes? Can you do this? Can you do that? Maul, now that you on Instagram.
Oh.
No, I'm just telling you how consumers, you're not even a smart consumer.
Right.
Because had you caught Maul 10 years ago, my man probably would have just held your hand, walked to the properties with you.
Not even a probably. I would have done. I would have done
just
it.
off the love.
Off the police
But you
love.
so in the consumer mindset that you don't even want help. You just want to be walked straight to the table and you want to sit back and I got to like literally pour the food in your mouth. Think about how many people now, Maul, who you probably who probably sat right next to you, who was on shift with you, who hollered at you every single day, and now that you're on Instagram and the world think you somebody, how many people are coming up to you?
And all I could say is back then they didn't know me. Now I'm high. They all know me.
But here go the thing though. But here go the thing. Maul was balling in.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But he publicly balling now.
Thank you. And I'm just telling you, man, people so shocked. Like, if you are a consumer, man, find something. Can you just do me a favor? Find something that you can do. No. Can you just find something that you can bring to the table that's fire?
Other than water.
For real. Like, bro, I'm not, y'all know. My pops,
for the water, though.
my pops, they live a middle class life, but I promise you, my pops go blessed every single person in this room with food. Every single person in this room that ate my pop's food, and he gonna make sure you eat good. That's his ministry. That's his gift. That's what he can do
And
at
we'll
a
call
super
you
high.
during the holidays.
And make sure
like,
you
he's not even waiting for you to call and say, he just like, what you need a pan, Christmas, I know you're doing the church, what you need, and you just see it.
That's what I'm saying. But what is your ministry? What's the thing that you could bring to the table? Because like E said, you bringing water because you just assuming everybody else gonna bring food, and then you get to the table and you the first one to eat. It's not fair.
Let me break it down even more simpler than that. Like if you're a consumer and you have a consumer mindset, just don't expect what the producers get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I though?
Yeah.
We all live in the same world. Can I expect what they get?
But you know what I mean? Like if
I
you have
do.
that consumer
I know
mindset,
what you mean, but I'm
like,
saying,
don't come to the table and want to get what the producers are getting when you're not
willing to try to produce anything
when
or
you're
bring
not
anything
willing
to the table.
Go that next,
we
either
still
take
have
the risk or
self-assessment.
put
Is this called producing when you do something? Right, and I'm a consumer, but I'm starting to get the consumer mindset.
You are.
Where
You got to work hard on
I might need the insurance bucket. I might need the bucket. Where they say, well, what you do, I'm going to do what it is you're doing, and I produce what you're doing. Pretty much, I'm gonna do what you're doing.
Whatever part they're doing
is
equal to your part.
So they figure that's producing.
Yeah,
is that the mindset?
it
I'm
is.
lost. I missed it.
No, it is, Maul.
I missed it. What is
Here's
it?
what I
missed it.
Oh, you want it again? All right. So we said it, I guess, a podcast or two ago. You come up with a T-shirt idea.
Yep.
I take the actual T-shirt, wear it.
Yep.
Travel across the world, speak.
Yep.
Put up all the stuff on webinar, whatever, Spotify, however you sell it. You sell it, I sell it.
Spotify selling shirts?
Well, not selling shirts, but Shopify. Shopify. He knows me.
Spotify.
Don't stop me in the middle of my. Okay, let me keep going. Shopify. I do all the work. I make $1 million, and you say, "Where's your $500,000?" Because in your mind, you came up with design for the T-shirt. Now, mind you, I had to tell a person, I'm not going in business with you. And they was like, well, why not? I said, because I usually pay $75 to $100 for a design. Now, how a design turned into $500,000 profit, I don't have the slightest idea. But you really think, bruh, I just had two people that I know that I'm close to get into it because one person came up with an idea, the other person put up the money, got some other people to put up the money, and was making it happen, and that person was like, I want my little money I put back in. I was like, why? And they were saying, because they trying to take over my idea. I said, can't nobody take over your idea. You weren't doing nothing with it. They actually took the idea and manifested it, and it's almost about to get into some lawsuit stuff because you came up with an idea like that. Do you know what they had to do to try to make this thing? And now you in your feelings because you're not getting the share you think you should get. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, yo, I think 20% is a whole lot for an idea, bruh. I wouldn't give you but 1% for an idea. I got to do all. So that's what he means. See, somebody will put forth their little effort, which they putting forth 10%, you put forth 90, and they're expecting because the money came in, 50, I'm supposed to do 50-50.
And they think they produce something.
They 10% they felt like was worth 50-50.
Exactly.
You feel me? And so that's a consumer's mindset. But here's why. Because, and I had to tell a person, you have the slightest idea, like you know what the title looks like. You have the slightest idea what the responsibility look like. And if you looked at here's the thing I love. If you work for, let's just say you work for, I don't know, whatever part of this company, you get the blessing of getting your check every week. I don't get that blessing. You are guaranteed a certain amount. I don't get that blessing. Bruh, we have had to pay taxes because it looked like we made a certain amount. But that wasn't profit to me because I had to pay that out to people. But I've never asked a person to give me a percentage off of what they made to go back to taxes. I never hold anybody's money for taxes. Whatever they take, let them take that. But when the tax bill comes, so to his point, that could be $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 that I gotta pay. You don't have that responsibility. You are guaranteed whatever it is you get. You guaranteed that without fail. I could have a year where I don't make any money because we made so much money that the government wants a third of it. And some of the stuff, depending on who's in office, they don't even count that as tax deductible because it's a different party. And now that bill is hefty. You don't have to own that responsibility. You are blessed that whatever I promise you, that's what you get. I don't know what I'm going to get from year to year because I don't know what the taxes is going to be. And then to his point, you tax me with this big tax bill, and if I don't give you all of it, bruh, the taxes on a month, I was so dumb. One time I didn't pay, and I saw what the interest was on that joker. Bruh, you talk about the interest of 10% interest of 6 figures, bruh. You know how much money that is? I was just like, yo, go ahead and pay them jokers off because they gonna kill me if they like, oh, you got 2-3 years. Of what?
You're gonna pay like 5 times the amount.
It has nothing to do with the next year that's coming. That don't got nothing to do with the next year that's coming. So I got 2 bills. The interest alone would kill me. So that's what I mean. But I'm not mad at you. Why? Because you don't know that part. You just hear you make $50,000 a gig. You don't understand that the more I make, the more that the government wants. You don't understand that ain't going into my pocket. That has to go here, in case of an emergency. We could do it. You feel me? So I'm not upset. I get it. Ignorance. So what I have to do if you really want to be a boss, let me explain to you what boss is. And 90% of the time, you're going to back up because you don't want to be responsible for everybody. You just want your piece of the pie, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you come to me and say, I want to be on Maul's level, I'm like, I don't know. I want to be on CJ level.
But that's the thing.
Like, I don't know that you really want to do that.
You want take your piece of the pie. Yeah. That's my thing, is to take your piece. Don't try. You really don't want that whole pie.
You don't want the whole pie.
You really don't want it.
You can want it, but if you want it,
but it comes at a cost.
It comes with a cost.
And that's the thing, like the scenario you were just talking about, like the person with the idea, if nothing ever happens with that idea, they haven't lost anything. They haven't lost anything. Like, okay, so just another idea. I mean, I've had 5 ideas while we've been standing here. Right?
I got 5 business opportunities right now.
But if they don't ever go anywhere, it's not like I've lost anything. But when you take that other person who comes in and either brings capital or brings people with capital and then brings execution and then a longevity plan, a strategic plan
have
to
some
create
skin in the
something.
game.
Execution though. Bump execution. Because if I don't get in with you, it's not gonna execute. But the money and time I spent, you don't even really care about that. And then guess what you do? You come up with another idea because you never had to pay for an idea. So my new thing now is, I'm gonna support you 100%, just not with money. Why? Because now I'm spending some of your money on your idea, and I'm not gonna be able to pay you, and you're not gonna go.
What you say if you got to put up the money for the company?
Bruh, my boy called me. He called me pissed because he got back to him. And I was like, bruh, you know I love you, but you pissed about the truth? Bruh? So my man came to me and was just like, I got a solid idea. I'm gonna open up a business. I was like, bet. What you need, bruh? We talking about businesses. They explained to me what they do. I'm like, you the man for the job. How much? It was like, it's gonna cost $365,000. Bruh, I was like, let's go. How much you got?
Do you have like a cricket sound?
Yeah, we got crickets.
Bruh, on everything I love, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. People take it the wrong way when you tell them the truth, bruh.
Nah,
they get so angry or so upset with the truth. I said, if I give you $365,000, that's my business.
100%.
I own it.
What percent?
100% of it. And guess what I'll do? I'll give you a salary. But here's what I said to them.
Because if it fails, who loses?
No.
Now you got a job.
This is what I said.
You right back to square one.
Right. Here's what I said. The honest to God truth. What I said was, if I give you that $365,000 and it don't work out and I die, you ain't gonna get DD. You can't get my girl her money back. If I could guarantee you, I give you this $365.
Even before that, though, if it don't work out or you run up against challenges, you gonna walk away because it ain't your $365.
No skin in the game.
Well, and also, what's the motivation factor?
I want to start a
$365.
business. I want to start a business that I own. But you got to pay for it. And that's what the consumer don't look at. I got to pay for your dream. But then you mad at me because I want to have a little say in the dream. And I want to say which way it go because I'm putting so much into it. So I'm saying it's ignorance. Ain't nobody coming in just like, my guy wasn't trying to take advantage of me.
No.
Literally in his brain, he was just thinking, he got the bread, I got a fire idea, and something I know I could pull off. But we don't know. There's so many variables that we don't know. But here's the one thing I do know. You don't get your money back. That's for sure. The bank ain't about to tear you off. When I went to go get the crib, they was like, look, when you give us this, you don't get this back. Make sure this is something you want to do. This portion, you don't get this back. And watch this. I'm so pissed at Chase. We getting into it right now. I told Chase I might go somewhere else.
I'm beefing with the IRS. He beefing with Chase. Hey, that's how you know we getting to some paper. We got some real live enemies right now.
You know what Chase gonna tell me?
Maul beefing with Wells Fargo. You know what I'm saying?
Guess what percentage they want for me to put down on the house? Chase.
What they want? 20%.
They want 20%.
Right. But of your money, they loan, and they loaning you your money.
Yeah. I'm like, have y'all lost your mind?
Right.
You gonna tell me you want 20? I said to her, well, it may change. I said the fact that you would come to me on that foolishness. The fact that the dude who don't give you jack, you charging him 20%. I got my money with y'all, and you charging me what you charging the dude. I said, you know what? You think I'm stupid. It's because I'm black, and you think I'm dumb. But I promise you, I'll go somewhere else in a heartbeat and tell them you charging me 15 so they can do it for 10. Have you lost your mind? You come back to me. You come back to me with some respect. You understand what I'm? That's it. They put more. I'm Adam,
What did they go down to? What did they go down to?
I ain't talking about our stuff. He got his stuff with Chase.
Wow, everything. I'm
Everything
like,
with Chase, bro.
Facts.
And you gonna tell me 20%?
Facts.
You gonna give me the same deal? You gonna give a
7
dude off the
digits.
street? That's the same. I told her, you lost your mind. Bro, I promise you, she calling me now. Mr. Thomas, we're gonna work something out. I said, if you get my money, you gonna work it out.
And that's when you say, that's Dr. Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Drop the
To
mic.
you.
Put some
Don't
respect
call
on my
me
name.
no more. No, I'm just saying. So again, I'm not mad, Maul. But I'm just saying, yo, I got all this money in here. Don't play me. I got all this money. I'm trusting in y'all. I could have went to any bank in the world. I would have felt more comfortable being like, yo, E, this is a big, what you're borrowing. Why don't we do 15? Let's go somewhere. I know you want 10.
I'm saying, y'all see how much I got in the bank, though. Quit trying to play me like a dummy.
I'm just saying, if you want to play me dumb, at least go 15. 20 is only because it's so. Can we?
Only because you keeping our whole branch alive.
Man.
But consumer mindset. So that's why I'm
you
saying.
banking in Lansing, dog.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Maul.
Oh, he'll mess around, break the bank.
Bruh.
Bankruptcy.
I pulled he pulled his check out of there.
Right.
Bruh, you close that branch down.
Bruh, Maul, we used to go to the post office with 300 books, and the one post office used to be like, bro, they made us take it back.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we can't do this.
Yeah.
I said, you can't do what? It's 300 books. It's too much. Too much for what? Our people. They can't count. The little bitty one by my crib, they eating it up. The little one, I was like, why y'all like this and they like that? She said, because they don't get it. Whatever we do, that goes to our branch to show why our branch needs to still be alive. So all them books you bringing us,
them on.
all that is on our account saying this is why you need to keep this one in business because maybe they got too many. But bring all your stuff to us. Bruh, we send them stuff every day, and guess what we do? Every Friday, I tell the girl that do it, you go make sure you buy them donuts, you go take them out to lunch. She was like, well, we already paying them. I said, boo, we got 300 and some books. I want ours to go out first.
Don't you wish everybody worked like their job depended on it?
Don't you wish everybody would work for the job that they have?
Whoa.
I'm just saying, just do what
Just do your job.
do your job. Don't look at the how much you making and decide if you're gonna do your job or not. Do what you. I'm sorry.
Don't put that guac on my Chipotle like that no more. That's all. I'm still upset about that.
still upset, bro.
I'm still upset.
You don't want me to come back, apparently.
Now I'm hungry.
And I can tell you don't want me here. It's crazy, bro. I don't know, Ma. The consumer mindset bothers me so much. I just want to take all of America and put it on a third world country for about a year and then bring it back to America,
year?
bro.
It's like a day.
Right. They probably wouldn't even be able to survive
Well,
without a hot shower.
Well, what's Saban say? See, he's always. What's his thing about mediocre people?
I don't know I don't know that one.
So say this is Saban's big thing. I think he actually even says it in that HBO special with Belichick.
I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch that.
It's fire.
I bet.
But no, he has this big thing where he says, phenomenal people. He doesn't say phenomenal, but basically saying phenomenal people cannot stand being around mediocre people, and mediocre people can't stand being around phenomenal people. And he says, and that's why he's successful is because he just recruits and tries to surround himself completely around phenomenal people. Because if you try to put phenomenal people and mediocre people together, it doesn't work.
Organifi. Wow. I feel like, hey, it's so hot in here and y'all was waxing so deep. I feel like I was in a 12-round bout. Shout out to Organifi.
Lightweight.
Oh, man. Shout out to Organifi to sponsor this podcast. ORGANIFI.com. Promo code SUCCESS, man. Check them out. You already know the Superfood Green Juice Powder got the whole squad getting lean and mean and a green drinking machine. All right. So, Carl, what do we got? Let them know. Where my mind is blown.
I'm over here just like,
bruh. We should charge
somebody. You beefing
somebody.
with Chase?
We should charge somebody.
He beefing with Chase. I'm beefing with the IRS.
Yeah.
Carl, who you beefing with?
right now, y'all.
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Oh, yeah.
Chipotle.
Carl, you beefing with Chipotle.
Chipotle is my number one.
Improper guacamole placement.
Oh, improper. Oh, just all bad.
I'm doing my taxes next week. Come back to me.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, we'll call you and just three-way you in. Bluetooth
No.
you in.
What I'm talking about is obviously for last year. I mean, there ain't no telling what they got up their sleeve this year.
This year ain't no telling, bro.
I'm like, bruh, come on, let me loose, Carl.
I'm looking at Maul on the Christmas boy. Maul said, "This is how much we made." I'm like, times 3, because that's the taxes, 30%. I'm like,
yeah, stroke a check.
Stroke a check.
In the words of Josh Hatch, stroke a check.
Think about it. When you produce, you don't even worry about stuff like that because you're too focused on producing more.
you are, but I be seeing Uncle Sam in the back just come out of, bruh, he wasn't even in the conference. Uncle Sam didn't even sit in the conference. You feel me?
Man, I think that's
Oh,
what
yeah. Come on in, JT. That's JT?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
here,
you
man.
right here.
I just wanted to show the people out here, man. I got a lot of messages
Oh,
about you.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
wanted to show them what producing
around,
look
bro.
like.
Hey,
Yeah, there he is.
Come on, son.
There he is. Yeah, that's that's
Smile for the people, JT.
Yeah.
Smile for the people,
Pops
man. Here
prayed
you go.
for that.
Smile for him. Look in the camera like your father do
Okay.
for your mom, and smile. There you go.
Yeah, so y'all remember we was talking about the whole faith thing and
You
about
heard, boy.
about
That's
and
all I
and the
remember
crazy
is the
about it,
urine.
your sermon actually preached like with Hannah, you know, as far as what this is the
You
result.
prayed that prayer.
I prayed that prayer.
Yeah.
And so that's what was so crazy that you did that sermon today. And then I had my son, you know, in my arms.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know you was gonna preach that sermon. And just to have him here, and I got like hundreds of messages from people on the podcast, just like, man, you know, my wife and I, we were gonna give up. But the faith you had, you know, making us now try back again to conceive our son or whatever, to conceive a child. So I just wanted to show people what production looks like, what producing look like.
Nephew,
by
tell
not
him your
giving
name.
up. By not giving up.
Tell him your name, nephew.
Son. Tell him your name. Talk.
I don't know.
You know your name. What's your name? Talk.
Tell me
Hurry
your name,
up.
big man. Tell me your name real quick. What's your name?
Jamal.
Talk to the microphone. What's your name?
Jamal.
Jamal.
What's your full name?
King.
That's right.
So Jamal, what you're telling me is I don't have to quote the Bible no more. 1 Samuel
it.
7:1.
Yeah.
I can just say the book of Jamal.
Oh no, man! But the
Chapter
crazy thing
1.
about it, bro.
So
I'm
we
just
got
saying,
two left.
It's a modern day.
Look, we got two left.
Yeah.
I said-
Maul
I
gonna
said-
have his whole family on the podcast. We got Camille and Yanni next.
But the
They
crazy
next
part
up.
about it is, man, I had prayed so much for him.
Yeah.
Prayed so much for him.
Yeah.
And then now to actually hold the result of my prayers, and then every night before I go to bed, now the thing that I prayed for, prays for me now. I mean, every single night. Cover me, son.
Amen.
Every night. He said, I cover
Praise
you with the
God.
blood of Jesus, Dad.
Let me ask you this, though,
Every
Maul.
night.
You had already produced. Because I'm talking to the person out there now who is a producer, and they arrogant. Like, they're at a place where it's like, yo, I'm good now.
Yeah.
You had already produced, bruh, twice. 2 beautiful daughters.
Yep.
You'd already produced. What made you want to produce more?
Because the same thing like with Hannah, it was something inside of me that wasn't okay. That wasn't okay. You know, I still, my 2 daughters, I love them, but I still wanted to have a son also. I wanted to have a son also, and I wasn't just okay with just the world telling me, I guess it's not meant to be. No, this is what I want. This is what I want, and I'm praying for it. And I'm told that I can have all things.
That's right.
Ask, and it shall be given.
That's right.
Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be answered.
Yeah.
So if that's what it's saying, then it's saying that I can produce a son.
Yeah.
I can produce a son. Not I'm just gonna be okay with my 2 girls. And I love my 2 girls, but I wasn't okay. Just like what you preached, I wasn't okay inside of my spirit, inside of my soul. I wasn't okay with it. I mean, every day, and I told my wife, I just can't be okay with this. And then now, and now I told her that he talks to me even before he's even realized. And now she see exactly what I'm talking about. He almost didn't happen. I could have gave up. I could have said, you know what, it's just not meant to be, so I'm not gonna produce. We're done. We produced twice already. But I wasn't okay with it. And then now look at the result of him. Look at the result of him now. I'm holding the result of not giving up while producing.
No question.
And that's how people gotta be with their business, with anything you want in life. There's no reason why you can't have it.
Yeah.
You have not because you ask not.
That's it.
And that's why you don't have, because you gave up. You gave up. It took 7 years to conceive him. The year of completion, the number of completion, 7. And now he's here, bro.
Please write your checks to APOC Ministry. All your tithe and offerings.
Hey.
Send your tithe and offerings. You just got the sermon of the day. Send your tithe and offerings to APOC Ministries.
CJ just asked who I'm beefing with. I'm beefing y'all that we don't have like a punching bag in here. Because right now, bro, I want to run through a wall right now. Like, just real quick.
No,
what
take
I
your time.
got from
Take
you,
your time.
Maul, is that a fundamental difference with a producer and a consumer is that the producer enables their future.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everybody else can dream and think, and yeah, we got the vision and the vision board, but you are enabling your future. Like you're creating it before it happens.
You have to.
Like it's like to you, it's as real now as it is 5 years from
Absolutely.
now, as it is 10 years from, not just as a dream. It exists.
Yeah.
So I think that's the fundamental difference when you talk about a producer and a consumer. Man,
Man, so many testimonies coming out to make real estate real. The online course just buzzing. The private Facebook group going crazy. People posting pictures of income properties every single day. Carl is the ringleader in there.
go.
And Carl's like the OG veteran of the group.
sir.
Let them know what's going on with Make Real Estate Real.
Man, I'm telling you, man, look, lives are being changed. Like, seriously, bro. We seeing generational wealth being produced right in front of our eyes. And it's we're seeing families, we're seeing parents buying properties with children. We're just seeing, we're seeing spouses starting companies. You know how many companies have been started through Make Real Estate Real? Like, I'm talking about just the formation of entities, legal entities. We've had probably hundreds to thousands.
I said 1,000. Over 1,000.
Think 1,000 people have created a company.
Producing.
Producing. Bruh, I mean, and the company, and the crazy thing about it is when we first started, I named my real estate company Legacy, right? Everybody, it seems like that's doing a company, they have their name, like Thomas Legacy Incorporated, Queenie Legacy. Everybody is putting that legacy in there, bruh, because it's something that's being passed on. So I'm just excited, man. It's really, we planted the seeds. It haven't even been a full year yet. See?
Man, the testimonials I see coming in, there's like real estate agents, people who like, I've been in real estate 20 years and it's never been broken down so simple. It made so much sense.
Right,
so,
and everybody says it's deeper than real estate, bro. This is life.
Hey,
Right.
me and my son and daughter talk. I'm getting the crest in the swimming pool.
Let's go, E.
oh, no, you're not.
Let's go.
You feel me? I saw it, Mom.
Wow.
It took me some time. I didn't think I would need to put it on Saddlebrook. It didn't seem like it was appropriate on Saddlebrook. So don't think I didn't hear you.
wow.
I just couldn't find nowhere
I love it.
in the 2,000 square foot home to put it. It would have crowded it. So yeah, swimming
love
pool,
it, man.
the crest. We got one made about 8-9 months ago. Marshall did one. So we're going to release it in the swimming
go.
pool.
Oh, I thought you meant you was going to put the... come on, man.
I can
come
see
on.
it now. One day, somebody, man. One day.
Come on,
one
bro.
day.
Yeah, come on.
One day they gonna
Don't throw
like,
that
man,
joint
this
in
is
there.
my
Bro,
great.
that'd make it
Inside
worth.
that.
That'd
I
make
got
it worth so much bread.
hey,
Maybe
we-
get them in the corners.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Work
a
it
little-
out.
I'll put it in the
Come on,
foyer.
ask
Put it in
Put
the
a lot of
foyer.
work into
Man.
that. Come on.
I
We put a
work-
lot of
I-
work
Come on,
into
bro.
that.
Oh man.
Y'all ain't nobody
I
even
love
seen
it,
that
bro.
crest. You know what I'm saying? Get the worldwide joint. Adam, let them know where to find you on Instagram, Shopify, Spotify. You know what I'm saying?
You can find me on both.
Spotify.
You can find me on both.
So my
if you need to do some running at Spotify, you need to get, you want to buy the hat.
Whatever.
Buy some
shop
socks. They got
Whatever.
good deal socks at
there.
Spotify.
Hey, bro. Good old socks.
No doubt. Well, no, I got so my Instagram for my company is wgll.llc. So that which is my company's called What Good Looks Like.
Yep.
And you see our webpage is whatgoodlookslikeLLC.com. And so I will see you in Chicago for because I formed a company already. It's called What Good Looks Like Properties. And
There it is.
And it's just
Come
sitting
on,
there.
dog.
It's just sitting there
1,001.
ready.
Adam,
1,001. Yep, love it, man. Hey, well, I appreciate. Anything else you want to get off to the people before we sign off?
No, man, just go check out those websites if you are in and around involved schools or
What
universities
Good Looks
and you
Like.
want somebody to come out and do some leadership, character development, drug and alcohol education, we got you covered.
Beautiful.
Student
Beautiful.
athletes.
We appreciate our live in studio audience for being such wonderful studio audience. Zoom in on the fans.
Zoom.
Come on, Camille. Give them a little.
Them Instagram
Give them a little
filters
first lady
where it
wave. There it is.
Let it glow.
Hey, we love you. We'll see you next week.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity.